Ooh, that was zoomed in quite a bit. Let's get a move on and introduce our heroes for the team. So here on the Legion Commander, we've got Blazemon playing the Juggernaut. I'm assuming he's going to be in the mid lane. That's going to be Insider. We have the old German player Marana. Scabo Dota playing the Morphling. And finally, Luft playing the Rubik. Here for damage control, it's going to be a Kunkka looking very classy. He's played by CY. It's going to be a Storm Spirit with the red eyes looking very scary. Played by Filthy Frank. Trackles on the Ancient Apparition. Skynet playing the Anti-Mage. And finally, we're going to have a Beastmaster heading to the offlane. Possibly the jungle soon as he picks up the Ring of Protection. Could be working into an Iron Talon soon. He's going to be on the Beast. It's a Fated Beastmaster. See if he's able to be beastly at all. Left puts down some very early wards, the Sentry and the Observer down at bottom. And it may have been scoured out a little bit here by the Beastmaster. And there is some vision given by the tier 1 tower there. Damage control. Sending her on the top rune spot. Nice ward placed down. I don't think that blocks the pool camp, but Scabodota just sits on the high ground. Maybe so is a morph, and it's an offlane morphling. They put Juggernaut down bottom, and Blazemon is in the mid lane. A very interesting lineup for Valkyrie. So Beastmaster takes quite a bit of damage bottom, and he's forced to back away. And maybe he's going to pause up here and see if he can get some of his health back during the pause. I don't think that's how Dota works, but you know, you can always try. So it's been very quiet as we have some lag there. Yeah, this is what happens. We've got South African teams here, and the servers don't always work too well for him, but they're gonna try their best here against Valkyrie eSports. Legion Commander going, oh, look at that. Horsey. It's Rubik using the taunt. So Blazemon picks up the bounty rune at bottom, and the one top goes to Storm Spirit. Filthy Frank makes his way back over to the mid lane. Probably the best memer in the history of the world, that Filthy Frank. Drops his Tango on the ground for a little bit as he gets the healing salve sent to him on the courier. There's no hero here from Valkyrie that will be able to take down the courier for now. And Marana's going to be looking for the entry onto the mid lane possibly, or she'll just take the... Yeah, she'll just take the Centaur in that large camp right there. So Blazemon up against Filthy Frank. He's not too scared of this at all. Just goes right up to him. Over at top, someone could be getting caught out. Morphling's not very tanky at this point. He's going to have to choose with his first level. He goes actually with the waveform, and he's trying to hide away here. Hides in the trees, outside of vision, and he's managed to get out. Very early TP back in. Well, that's the first blood. That was bound to happen, as I was just more interested in other things, I guess. But Rubik finds the first blood, and the Beastmaster takes the first death. Filthy Frank just hanging out here. Still some more pauses. Still very, very difficult to play with this ping. I guess that's not the problem, though. At least the Morphling is getting the lane push back towards him, so he's going to have some more survivability for this one. He has still level 1 right now. And well, he should have his morph soon, making him a bit more tanky in the offlane, which probably makes him survive quite a bit more. But an offlane Morphling, man, that is some scary stuff. I hate getting hit with those stuns. That's probably the worst part of my game. And you pick up that against this Storm Spirit or an Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage really doesn't want to go Lincolns. Storm Spirit, he can go Lincolns, but he wants to go with other stuff early. And if they're going to keep getting hit by the adaptive strikes for, what's the longest duration? About 5.5? 4.25 is the max stun with Morphling. So if you keep getting hit by those stuns, that's a very difficult game for the heroes because it's just so easy for anybody on Valkyrie. Like, their disables are so long. This is the long disable team. So you have the Mirana arrow that can stun for 5 seconds. You have the Legion Commander that can duel you for 5.5 seconds at level 3. And, well, the arrow's going to come through, but just misses on the mid lane. And Morphling can stun you for 4.25. So this is basically the team that holds you in place and does not let you go anywhere. That's really annoying, honestly. Filthy Frank gets a nice deny over at the mid lane. He's just sitting here, doing the best he can against the Legion Commander, which is actually not that bad. Beastmaster possibly getting caught out a little bit more. German player looking for an arrow in 8 seconds, but Faded's just walked a little bit too far in the boar, slowing the heroes down a bit too much. So, oh, Mirana has a double damage, hits Faded with the arrow. Not a double damage on that one, but another kill. Ooh, misses uphill. Mirana goes for it anyway. Gets the leap up and kills them all. That's the second kill of the game on Beastmaster. See why making his way over to mid. Beastmaster's going to have to be a lot more careful, but we'll see why. I'm not sure exactly how much they can do against Blazemon, and the arrow comes through. It's hit Sai. He's stuck there. No level 6 just yet on the Legion Commander, and the Remnant just breaks without anyone actually going for it. And Mirana finishes off the kill with the one last arrow. They also throw a couple more arrows from the Legion Commander, overwhelming odds, but in the end, just one arrow is enough to finish off the kill. And Morphling's been pretty much free to get levels on top, and that's really all he needs as the Morph. 1 level in Adaptive Strike, and he's at 760 health right now. Hasn't really swapped too much over, but he can if he wants to. This guy is really not being interrupted too much, though. Still at the top of the CS. Oh, nice little mango for the Legion Commander. A nice snap after she gets a couple kills. Going for some big levels in overwhelming odds. Getting that cooldown. 15 seconds. Getting the damage up. Overwhelming odds is just one of those things that you like to level quite a bit in the mid lane for LC. And after his many, many deaths bottom, the Beastmaster just goes into the jungle, says that he is done with this stuff. He'll go into the regular off lane. He'll pull a Swindles and does not show up anymore. At top, German players hit Trackles. A couple more hits is going to do it, and he will have enough. He's going to get stuck there with the ice, brought back into the torrent. German player at least gets a kill, but he does feed one back the way. But it actually goes to the creep, so not a whole lot of gold going to the anti-mage. Adaptive Strike for a creep. Sai misses the torrent, and Morphling just continues to do work at top. Filthy Frankie's in trouble, lifted back up. He's not level 6, he's got no gold, and Blazemon, at least he's not 6 either, because that would have been a very easy duel for the Legion Commander. And Rubik taunts a little bit as he runs with the haste rune back over towards bottom, getting on his high horse, and runs back to help the Juggernaut. A bit of a foray into the jungle, taking down the Hawk. They do not want the vision here. Beastmaster, though, he's going to stay, and the Mirana scouts him out. They have the duel, they have the stun, and they're going to keep Faded there. Starstorm coming through, but they don't actually get the duel damage. Faded a little bit too tanky, and, well, the last arrow does hit. But now they've been surrounded. Blazemon goes right for Trackles. What's the Storm Spirit doing to Mirana? He's going to try to TP away, and Filthy Frank does not have the damage, and X brings back German player. He's got his leap down for 3 seconds, and, well, those 3 seconds just could not come fast enough. He dies. They make a foray very deep into the dire jungle that ends in a 1-for-1 trade. And at this point, I wouldn't say the Beastmaster is really too valuable of a hero for damage control, so I would say the better trade probably goes their way. It's kind of sad when a Mirana is a better value than a Beastmaster, but that's just the way this game's gone. Storm Spirit is still farming up. He does have his level 6 now, so if the gank does come in, Valkyrie are going to have to be on their game if they want to try to get a kill. Rubik goes over to top. Got some illusions to tank up the tower if they need to. But Beastmaster's still pretty tanky. Juggernaut, level 6. Has an Omni Slash, has the spin to win. And they're actually going to go for it. They're going right for Fated. So much damage, and look at that. Absolutely wrecked. Rubik comes in from behind, exactly where the Beastmaster would not be expecting it. But look at this. Morphling, he's a little bit deep right now, going for a lot of strength. He's pretty tanky, 1,000 health, but he's just going to be X back, brought into a Torrent. Waveforms to the high ground, and there is no stun for him here. They don't have vision, he just TPs away as soon as he gets to the high ground. Insider still farming away on bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still going there. Trying to possibly make a go into Filthy Frank. Has the Mirana actually done anything yet? Hasn't thrown the arrow. And there was a little bit of vision. Not sure if this Mirana was in range though. And Storm Spirit just backs up. Throws out the arrow, but it's not going to hit on any hero or anything. Maybe they make another trade for the Morphling. It's just so hard to kill him. He's at 1120 health. He stuns the anti-mage for, at this point, 3¼ seconds. Left comes over to top. He's going to lift up the Sai, and he's actually stolen the blink. So Sai is kept there for quite a while, and he's gotten away. He even eats a mango, but mangoes don't give you health. They only give you mana, and, well, mana doesn't keep you alive. Not always, anyway. Unless you're Medusa, then I guess mana does keep you alive. At top, another stun on Trackles. They'll catch him out there once again, and this is just team long stun. Scabo, he's gonna burn the mana away from Anti-Mage. He's got not enough for a blink now, and Morphling goes for it. Overwhelming odds comes through. CY running around the tower. He's gonna get dueled up though. He can run no longer. Legion Commander calls him out and calls him dead. And Luff just again going for the taunt, putting the sand in the eyes of damage control. Legion Commander goes back over towards mid. Does not want to leave the Storm Spirit there too long. And she'll get a couple of last hits there too, looking towards the armlet. And Valkyrie eSports, they're just taking control of this map. Blazemon can get some free hits on Storm Spirit now. The remnants just keep blowing up, forced to zip zap away. And does anyone get caught out? Oh, Beastmaster caught out once again. They thought they might get the Rubik, but there was just too much control. This is long stun. Basically team perma stun. Also, if you look at it, the Morphling his stun is a really good setup for Mirana as well. Slightly displaces the hero, but if you have a 5¼ second or 4¼ second stun to go on a hero, it's really very easy. Oh, Juggernaut might think about trying to turn it around on Filthy Frank. And, well, Filthy Frank does have the double damage rune. He's going to have to eat a tree, possibly hide out. And Filthy Frank still has enough for the ball lightning, and, well, Juggernaut gets caught out. He just goes right for it. Not really the best place to have the double damage rune Trackles. Well, he doesn't get the dual damage over to the Legion Commander, but he unfortunately does not come out with his life. And, again, 4-0-2 for the Legion Commander. Picks up the Arcane Rune. A lot of kills around the map, but I would still give the I would still give the advantage, and that's a pretty easy advantage to give when it's 13-4 in favor of Valkyrie. Perseverance on Anti-Mage, working towards the Battle Fury, but it's just one of the problems with the hero. You have to build that item up, and even then you can't really fight that well. Maybe a little bit, depending on the situation. And you're basically forced into farming while the rest of the enemy team, it's just so easy for them to push things in. Well, Antimage still tries to farm though. He does need to get that somehow. While the Legion Commander gets her full armlet delivered to her by the courier. So phase boots and an armlet. This is going to be quite a lot of damage coming out for her. And she's going to go right for Filthy Frank. Gets hit by the Remnant. Is she going to have enough damage? Definitely not, because Filthy Frank still had the last bit of the Fountain Heal. And while he was way too aggressive with absolutely no help, the Legion Commander, well, she's got blood in her eyes. But it's actually her own. Meanwhile, there is a tower being pushed top, and they are pretty good at clearing out these creeps as well. So Morphling attacking very slow with very little agility and 1200 health.
Top tower is under attack.
Going for the tower, doing a lot of damage with the creeps. And should be taking care of it pretty quickly.
Dire's structures are fortified.
All of the heroes for damage control still trying to get the farm.
Dire's top tower is
It's
under
a very
attack.
difficult game for them. The Storm Spirit has had an okay start, working towards the Oblivion staff. I was going to say Obsidian, but that just didn't sound right to me at all. And, well, he absolutely needs Lincolns here. Like, there's no way he can survive these fights if there isn't a Lincolns. He's just going to have to be either really good at staying out of reach of the Radiant squad, dodging the stuns, pretty much every single one of them, or he just has to get a Lincolns at a good timing. Oh, Storm Spirit going ham on the Faded. That's not even a Storm Spirit, that's just Luft who stole the Ball Lightning. And now Filthy Frank comes in and says, my Ball Lightning is a little bit better. Rubik gets caught out, Ren's going to be there. Rubik absolutely wrecked by the Mana Void. But while that's happening, there's still a push coming top. And a TP in.
Dire's top tower
I don't know if
is under
Morphling cares
attack.
about this. Just stuns Filthy Frank there. He'll have a while to think about his sins.
Yes, X marks the spot.
And there will be a rotation top. Haystream bottled by Legion Commander. Will use it as she just rushes over there. Luckily, there is a little bit of vision for the Storm Spirit, so he should know that there are a couple of heroes here. And, well, they don't really want to initiate blindly into this, especially with the communication that Damage Control have had and their unwillingness to give up too many kills. Will anyone get caught out here? Scabo Dota sends in the Mirana Illusion to scout. They might even go on this. I think they might know. With the positioning of the Mirana, Damage Control should know
Dire's
that
bottom tower
there's
is
really
under
no way the
attack.
Mirana would want to initiate like that. So instead of getting any kills top, they just wait there. And what's this? Morphling. He tries to replicate out, but he's been X back. No mana for a waveform or anything. And that is the strength of the X. As soon as the Morphling replicates away,
Dire's
you can bring him
bottom
right
tower
back.
is under attack.
And another kill for
Dire's
damage control.
structures are
900 gold their way.
fortified.
They are not losing their heads at all in this match. They're just being very sound in their judgment, not making too many bad decisions, and doing the best they can. But the best they can is really difficult this match just because of all of the
Dire's bottom
control for
tower is
Valkyrie.
under
I mean, we've
attack.
said it numerous times, but it is true. You have so many long disables for the Radiant side, and Storm Spirit gets a deny. Oh, Rubik looking for some kind of stun, but the Ball Lightning forward wasn't quick enough for him. And Storm Spirit just gets away. And Moonlight Shadow gets used, and while Rubik's right underneath the Sentry Ward, maybe, yeah, the stun hits on the Filthy Frank. Omnislash is going to be there, and the duel as well. The boat, it hits on the 2. Maybe the Juggernaut is able to do something on the backside of this. German player steps forward, right next to the Kunkka, who's hitting pretty hard. Blazemon, he's forced to use his heal. Maybe they want to try to fight against the Anti-Mage, but it's an ultra kill for Juggernaut. Takes 4 kills there, kills the Kunkka, very tanky hero. Storm Spirit even comes back in there, seeing if he can maybe produce a little bit of damage, but in the end, it's a huge fight for Valkyrie, taking a large amount of kills and 1,800 gold change off of the engagement.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Morphling, he's just very happy with the Midas. He just doesn't really want anything else. He kind of stays with that for a while. Ice Blast will come through. Only hits on him a little bit. Doesn't actually blast on him. Stops the push for a short amount of time. Only 2 outer towers remaining for the Dire side. Let's see if anyone's going to get caught out. See why? He scouts out the Rubik. He'll get an X. We'll be able to bring him back if he wants to, but oh, Leech Commander just goes right in with the blink and the duel. Stunned up by the Storm Spirit, but it was way too late, and Blazemon is very tanky. Maybe puts down the overwhelming odds. Morphling comes in here. We'll get gone on a little bit. He needs more strength, and he'll just replicate out, but he gets yelled at anyway by the Beastmaster. And Valkyrie, they want to try to chase this down. Don't really want to go for Filthy Frank at all. Faded. He's dead. He's just got so much stun time on that. There's no way you can get away. And meanwhile, Mirana was top. Doesn't want to stay there for too long with the threat of a Storm Spirit on the map. And very early 7,500 XP and 10,000 net worth for Valkyrie at the very beginning of this game. It just seems like damage control aren't really able to get a whole lot going. Couple here is smoked up on mid. You might want to go for the high ground. Ancient Apparition steps down and blink forward. There's the attack speed, and Trackles once again gives some more damage over to Leech Commander, up to 52 at this point. See why? He's inside the trees. He's in a very dangerous position right now, but there's no vision for the Radiant, and they don't know about this. Meanwhile, the Kunkka has so much information with the bird flying around. Or actually, that's a boar. But he still has more information than the Radiant side do about his whereabouts. Going back over to top. The duel is still down for 18 seconds, so they're going to need that long duration stun. And the arrow comes through off the mark. Look how much damage there is. Antimesh just goes in the trees. His TP is off cooldown now, but do they have vision? They're going to pick him up. They'll drop him down. They interrupt the TP, and they take a good kill on Anti-Mage. Meanwhile, Morphling takes the mid tower along with the Juggernaut. He's got a Juggernaut illusion as well. And they're pushing this in fairly quickly. Morphling's going to stay there as well. Juggernaut goes for the spin. Wants to take a couple of these creeps as well as the boar. And still, damage control, there's just so little they can do about this. They have some okay farm on Anti-Mage, but he's just died. And when the Radiant decide to go for the Roshan, which they do right now, it's just... I can only imagine that the push into the base will come very quickly from Valkyrie. They're just so far ahead at this point. And no, I'm not biased about this or anything. It's just Valkyrie are excessively ahead this match. They're at 15,000 net worth, 10,000 XP. And the comeback mechanic isn't really there so much for the Dire side. Leech Commander leaps up to the high ground just before the Ice Blast hits. And Storm Spirit has to go back to mid, basically taking himself out of mana. Does have the Orchid. And maybe we see a dual push here from Valkyrie. Still working on pushing these lanes out. The push should come through mid, where the Dire side are going to have to defend, possibly throw out an Ice Blaster too, which is only level 1 at this point. And Storm Spirit comes through. He's going to silence Scabo, bringing him back in. Ice Blast is going to hit a little bit. The boat, it killed the Morphling, so there's no long duration stun here, and it's a great kill for damage control to be able to get, because without that stun duration, it basically means that Valkyrie aren't as comfortable with initiating into these fights, but if they can find the pick off, they'll be very happy about going for that. Probably just want to take care of the tier 2 tower top, take the last remaining outer. Juggernaut working towards his Diffusal Blade. Leech Commander has got a couple of items there, a couple nice items. Rubik going for a straight Aghanim Scepter. That's not something you generally see from him, but Mirana, Ag's very standard on her, and she's built it up right now. Anti-Mage still working towards the Yasha. He doesn't quite have buyback, might have been saving for that a little bit, but still. And there's no Necronomicon on Legion. This is going to be a very tough game. Top tier 2 just now falls to Juggernaut. And we should see a push here soon onto the high ground. They've got Aegis on Legion. She can be as aggressive as she wants with this, but doesn't want to go. Like not deeper than most scuba divers would go. Just kind of maybe a little bit beneath the surface. And Trackle's hit by an arrow. There's going to be the torrent here, but Legion just jumped to the other side of it, and it doesn't even go for the duel because they don't need it on the Ancient Apparition. And well, they don't duel the Storm Spirit. They dual Fated though, and there's more than enough damage for him. And Omni Slash. Oh, Anti-Mage able to blink away from it, but still forces him back. Insider could get X back if he chooses to, because he still has the Blade Fury to go. And Storm Spirit goes in, gets picked up, he's dead. There's no way he gets out of it. Storm Spirit's dead, no buyback. He's down for 60 seconds, and Scabo Dota, that Mana Void, not quite doing enough there. First set of racks of the game goes the way of Valkyrie eSports, 22 minutes in. And the Ice Blast was a little bit short. Luft just going in with his Ball Lightning. German player. He's still zoning them out. They're just sitting here by the base. And they don't care at all. They're just gonna look at him. Oh, Blazemon uses the Blade Mail. And it's an easy kill. Another one for him. Only 33 victories somehow on that gem. But I guess not everybody is a cancerous Legion player. And maybe Valkyrie end the game here. They're just kind of daring damage control to come out of their base.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No buybacks, and
Radiant's middle tower is under
they're kind of inviting them to base dive. Anti-Mage does have buyback now. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, he goes into the base and kills himself off, but that entices Filthy Frank into the fray. Ice Blast gonna come through, hits on the 2, and Filthy Frank gets back into this game. He's got buyback now. There's really not a whole lot that damage control can do. It's just for fun at this point, which makes a whole lot of sense. You can have a ton of fun in Dota 2, and base diving is just one of those things, even though it's very annoying to try to play against. If the other team invites you, you may as well just go for it. Blade Mail gets popped by Legion Commander, and was not able to stay alive for that long. Omni Slash going around a couple of heroes, going into the Blade Fury. He gets yelled at. Is this going to be a kill? Insider's dead. Triple kill for the Anti-Mage. Not taking down enough racks there. They only take one, and the Ancient is down to about half health, but will regenerate the health back. At 2,400 gold changed the way of DC. Imagine that, casting DC on ESL. Amazing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But, you know, the Dire side, they're kind of lost at this point.
Dire's ancient is under
It is lasting longer than the other game, but that's just kind of the nature of not giving up, which is definitely admirable. Possibly thinking about going for high ground. See what? He's got a Vlad's recipe. X goes on Scabo. He'll stun the Kunkka. And Fated's been hit by an arrow. They're all invisible right now. There's been a sentry ward placed down. Looking to see if they can find the actual kill. But Scabo Dota, so much damage. Mana Voided kills him. And German player jukes out those minions from the Necrobook. Here comes Blazemon. His blink goes forward. Wants to get Trackles. Yeah, very easy kill. And, well, Rubik goes for CY. No lift for him, but he does steal the boat. It's just a fun build from Rubik. Possibly go for high ground here. Storm Spirit coming through, but not picked up or anything, just out of mana. And buybacks. Still no one on the Dire.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Another nice torrent by Kunkka. Keeps lifting them up into the air. Just for fun. This game is a lot of fun. It's just how it is.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Second set of racks, getting a lot of damage right now. Storm Spirit comes in, possibly for the last time as he gets lifted up, but there was, of course, the X keeping him alive, and Skynet just blinks away from the arrow. Storm Spirit coming through once again. Ice Blast is going to be there, but it completely misses on everything. And Filthy Frank may as well just go for the X marks into those kind of cheeky little plays. Oh! See a Legion Commander. killed by the anti-mage, but he's going to pay dearly for it. Rubik's gotten killed. As Storm Spirit can easily get back into the base. Trackles. Oh, he gets knocked down by the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut's on pretty low health, but I don't think he cares at all. Storm Spirit coming through, looking for Insider. Possibly might just go for the SS. And, well, a lot of damage from the Remnant. Oh, they killed him. Triple kill after the Diffusal Blade from Juggernaut, and that is going to be all she wrote. DC call it after 26 minutes of torment and torture. I'm sure they had a lot of fun, though. Torture can be fun. Maybe. That doesn't sound right at all. I don't think it's true. In any case, we've got that game only here. So we did both the Pro Expert versus Owell and Damage Control against Valkyrie eSports. This time around, Valkyrie pick it up 1-0 over Damage Control and get another win in another week of the ESL Major League European Qualifier. So thank you all for watching today. I'm Pacing Legume. You can follow me on Twitter at Pacing Legume as well as on twitch.tv/Pacing Legume. Do you think if I can say Pacing Legume even more, you might follow me? Only time will tell. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a great day.